So yesterday, I'm pleased to report that I did reach out to my congressional representative for the district in which I live in Pennsylvania, Dan Muser, and I also contacted Senator John Fetterman. Well, I heard back from Fetterman already. Fetterman talked about everything except what I asked him about. I told him that I am a member of the most vulnerable, or at least one of the most vulnerable communities in the country. I'm 62 years old, so I'm a senior, and I'm also permanently disabled. Not by choice, not by the way that I live my lifestyle, like I live dangerously. I got hurt on the job, actually. And I told him that, hey, there are a lot of your constituents in the same boat as myself, older Americans like me who paid into the system, and we want our due now. We need our due. And I told him that we found it abhorrent that congressional Republicans would vote for a budget blueprint that would take away vital services like Medicaid and SNAP, which are lifelines to life-setting medications and negating food insecurity for these vulnerable communities and children, no less. To give billionaires and the wealthy who have way more than enough and don't have these concerns that we have a $4.5 trillion tax break. I suggested to him introducing a bill, both he and Congressman Mauser. I suggested to them to introduce a bill which I call the How Much Is Enough Act. In that act, there will be no more tax cuts for the wealthy, for the upward 1%. There would be enforcement of the collection of taxes for the upward 1%. And that 4.5 trillion, here's how you would allocate it. 2.5 towards the national debt, which, Donald Trump bumped up by 8 trillion during his first term. And the other 2 trillion to be divided between Medicare, Medicaid, SNAP, and Social Security at a number like $500 billion per. That would go a long way into solvency, a long way. But did Senator Fetterman say anything about what I asked him? No. The exact same deal as it was on January 6th when I asked him to honor his constitutional duty and stand up against this illegitimately, although elected, but illegitimate president who never should have set foot in the Oval Office, never should have been sworn in because he's constitutionally disqualified. Congressman Muser, I have not heard back from yet. I just can't wait to see that response. I don't think that these men are going to have the courage, but yet we'll still continue to push and promote because everything that they don't do when we ask them to do, we need to remember that on election day at the midterms. You see, they're worrying about Elon Musk primarying them. What they need to be doing is worrying about us primarying them. We're the ones that put them into office. They work for us. The word is representative, is it not? They are supposed to represent us. And I told them like this: the country is comprised of 100%. You can't put the weight of the tax that runs the government on the 99% that aren't wealthy and give the 1% that is a free pass. You can't do it. Everybody has to contribute, including the wealthy, and it needs to be commensurate to the income that they make. Instead of buying a fucking yacht, pay your taxes.